Next topic, biodiversity, hotspot in India. So what is biodiversity hotspot? What is hotspot means? It is hotspot means it is a high density region. So this hotspot concept we are applying to biodiversity. So biodiversity means different types of plants and species are living in one area, that is biodiversity. So here in this hotspot, so again different types of plants. Suppose there are 10 to 15 varieties of plants are there. So these plants are in one area. That is, it is a high density region. Again, similarly, so animals are also there. So these are in one area. That is again hotspot. So a biodiversity is a biogeography region with a significant reservoir of biodiversity that is under threat from humans. To qualify as biodiversity hotspot, minus 2000 patient. It must contain at least 0.5% or 1500 species of vascular plants as endemic, and it has to have lost at least 70% of the primary vegetation. So again in this criteria, so as explained, these 15 types of plants, if it is nearly 1000 to 1500 types, so those are the different types of plants. So, and in animals also, it is in a huge number of varieties. So that is in one area that is known as hotspot. So in these hotspots are, so around the world there are 35 areas qualify under this definition. I mean, near to Amazon River, it is a hotspot zone because so maximum number of animals are and plants are, and that is evergreen forest and plants and different types of animals because the water is available for the remaining biospheres. So in that zone, it is a high density zone. So our civilization is also, it starts near the banks of the river. So it is a high density zone. Okay. So these sites support nearly 60% of the world's plant, bird, mammals, reptile, and amphibians species with a very high share of endemic species. So there are two major uh, words are there. One is endangered, another one is endemic species. So in the hotspot, the endemic species are very high. Endemic means, so either the plants or animals, they are suitable for that climatic conditions and that soil resource and that water availability, and it depends on nutrients, everything. So that is known as endemic species. Um, it is climatically restricted areas. So in India, there are three zones are there. One is Himalayas, Eastern Himalayas or Himalayas. Second one is Western Ghats, and third one is Indo-Burma region. So these are the three biodiversity hotspot regions are there. So Himalayas. So it starts from Himachal Pradesh and ends with nearly Assam. So these Himalayas stretching in an over nearly 3,000 kilometers, and nearly 32% of plants and 27% of reptiles and 40% of amphibians and 4% of mammals and 1.5% of birds are endemic to Himalayas. Endemic means, so these are climatically restricted plant varieties and animals. Example, apple. So apple is a fruit that is majorly available in the Kashmir zone. Okay, Kashmir apple. So it is restricted to remaining areas. Maybe we are creating artificial climatic conditions and we are changing genetically, then it may survive. Otherwise, it is an endemic species. That is the endemic. And second one is Western Ghats and Sri Lanka. In Western Ghats, nearly 1500 species, that is nearly 38% of flower plants and 63% of evergreen woody plants are endemic. So, so here the water availability is very high. So the climatic condition is very supportive for the plant growth. So nearly 60% of the plants are evergreen because the water availability, the climatic condition, that means annual rainfall is also very high. So the plants can survive easily. The soil which supports a lot of nutrients is there, so which supports the plant life. So that is in the Western Ghats. And in third zone, that is Indo-Burma region. In Indo-Burma region, it's nearly to 23 lakh 73,000 square kilometers. It is an area. And Asia east of Ganges, Brahmaputra lowlands. So from Ganges River to it starts up to nearly Ganges and Brahmaputra rivers banks. So it's remarkably endemism in freshwater turtles. It is a pure water Brahmaputra and Ganges River, most of which are threatened with extinction due to over harvesting and extensive habitat loss. So over harvesting, over usage. So this extinction, so replaced with the another one. Okay, here the civilization and human population is very high. So this is the third zone. Majorly in our country, one is Himalayas, second one is Western Ghats, and third one is the near the rivers. So biodiversity hotspot in India. So in Western Ghats, mountains, high rainfall, as already explained, includes it starts from Maharashtra, Goa, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, and Kerala. So these are the southern zone, western zone to southern zone up to Tamil Nadu. It's nearly 6,000 vascular plants and 3,000 are endemic. So they are only these climatic conditions which supports the life of plants. Okay, certain type of plants. Those plants are nearly 3,000 types of 3,000 varieties are there. And next zone again Eastern Himalayas. So it starts from Bhutan, northeastern India, and Nepal. It has nearly 163 globally threatened species. Threatened means already affected. Okay, and species including 45 mammals, 50 birds, 17 reptiles, 12 amphibians, and 3 invertebrate and 36 plant varieties. So this is about again Eastern Himalayas. So as already in the previous slides, we are already explained. So the relic is an endangered species found here. The only other species in the genus being found in Japan. So from here to it's severely affected, endangered. So endangered means they are already in danger condition. Suppose so previously it's nearly 100 plants are there. Now the plant varieties is comes to nearly 30%. So 70% is severely affected, that is endangered. If we are not protecting this endangered species, maybe in the endangered species, some medicinal plants may also there. So if these are affected, it's a huge loss. You cannot uh, develop these varieties again. So that is endangered. So it's really easy to protect. So that is endangered species. So the region is also home to the Himalayan, or the only Slavonic. So this is about Eastern Himalayas. And in Western Ghats, so it's around 6,600 meters average elevation, and it extends nearly 1,500 to 1,600 kilometers. It starts in Gujarat, southern Gujarat, and Maharashtra, Goa, Karnataka, Kerala, and Tamil Nadu. So it's a home for 50 million people. So source of huge source of the water, and only 7% of the original forests are covered. World's hottest hotspot of biodiversity. This is hotspot. So majority of the plants are in the southern part. That is, medicinal plants are there. Thank you.